Welcome to Some Good Books from the Avon Free Public Library. I am Marisa, the teen librarian.
And I am Alyssa, one of the children's librarians, and we are here to talk about books.
What kind of books are we talking about today?
We are here to talk about some good books that are the new Connecticut 2022 Middle School Nutmeg Nominees for grades 7 and 8.
That sounds awesome. But I would like to start with my first book. I will report on what we know about Charlie Thorne, aka Charlotte. Charlie Thorne is in college. She would rather go snowboarding than go to class. She is a thief that has hacked a major computer security firm. She said, and I quote, "They totally deserved it," unquote. She speaks 12 languages, has a photographic memory, and is a genius. Oh, the last thing we know about Charlie Thorne, she is 12 years old. Here's the thing. She is now recruited by the CIA to solve Einstein's last equation. Decades ago, he devised an equation that could benefit all life on Earth or destroy it. He feared the equation would fall into the wrong hands, so he hid the equation, but he left some clues behind. But the CIA is not the only one after the equation. There is a devious group called the Furies who are closing in on the location. Now you know why the fate of the world lies in the hands of a 12-year-old, but you will not guess what happens in this action-packed mystery unless you read The Last Equation by Charlie Thorne by Stuart Gibbs.
Wow, Stuart Gibbs. Is that the same author as Spy School?
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to read that adventure. Now, my first report is about 13-year-old Genesis. She keeps a list of things she dislikes about herself and her life. Some mean girls in 5th grade started the list, but Genesis herself keeps adding to it. Now, there are 96 things on the list. Her family has big problems because her alcoholic father gambles money away, and the way her family keeps getting kicked out of the houses they live in because their rent isn't paid. Worst of all, Genesis hates her dark skin, her thick hair, and the way others tease her about how dark she is, even the ones who should love her the most. Genesis has an idea that if she can just change the color of her skin, everything would be better. Genesis decides to take action, but what if her idea is too dangerous? Can Genesis learn to love herself? And is it ever really too late to start over and begin again? To find out, read Genesis Begins Again by Alicia D. Williams.
That was one of my favorite books that I read last year. I can't wait to tell you. Wait, what's happening to this guy? Oh, we have to break to a field reporter to find out more. This just in. We have reports of a teen boy who just punched a hole in the sky. Here's the thing. Tristan Strong's family is known for being champion boxers. Tristan had his first match last night, and he lost. Now he finds himself on the way to a summer at his grandma and grandpa's house. How did it all go wrong? Well, you see, a small creature crept into his window, a creature named Gum Baby, and stole his journal. Tristan dropped everything in hot pursuit to get that journal back. What's so special about this journal? It belonged to both Tristan and his best friend Eddie, who recently passed away. Here's the thing. While Tristan was in hot pursuit, he would do anything to get the journal back, and he might have accidentally broken something and caused him to fall into a whole other world called Midpass, the world of African American legends come to life. Now he will start on the most epic quest of his life. He will encounter evil spirits, iron monsters, and ghostly ships made out of bone. He will encounter John Henry, Brer Rabbit, and other talking animals to try and find a secretive, hidden old trickster god that might just help them save the day. This book is perfect for fans of Frick Bearden. To find out what happens, you have to pick up and read Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalya.
Wow, that book really packs a punch.
It does, and I'd like to report that my next book is a graphic novel, and it has everything: a witch, a supposed family curse, and lots of animal bones. Yes! You see, our main character, her name is Snapdragon, aka Snap. She doesn't fit in. She's bullied at school, and she spends a lot of time on her own because her single mother has to work long hours to pay the bills, and she's going to school to get her degree. But when her beloved dog, Good Boy, goes missing, she knows where to go. She knows to go into the woods. She goes to the rumored town witch's house deep in the woods, and she rescues her dog, who now only has 3 legs. But Jax isn't very witchy. She's a Crocs-wearing old lady who knows her way around the internet, and she sells roadkill skeletons as beautiful taxidermied art on the internet. But when our main character Snap rescues orphan baby possums, Jax knows exactly what to do. Snap learns that Jax has many secrets about her past, about what goes on in the woods, and here's the thing: this is a magical story that I would love to tell you about that has ghosts, witchy magic, and a one-eyed fox. This is a story of new friendship, a story of old romance, and so many great LGBTQ characters. But overall, this is a story about becoming true to yourself. You have to read Snapdragon by Kat Lay.
Wow, that sounds like an incredible book. I can't wait to read it. Now, in other news, we have a new middle school student transferring into our middle school. But she's rebellious, and she's already clashed with administrators on her first day. 12-year-old Maria Luisa O'Neill Morales, better known as Malu, hates that her mother is making her move to Chicago for 2 years because of her new teaching job. That means 2 years of not seeing her beloved dog, Marty. Not having her weekly Da Vinci's takeout with her super cool dad. And listening to punk music in his used record store, Spins and Needles. She'll be stuck with her mom, whom Malu calls Super Mexican. Mom never thinks Malu acts like a proper senorita in her duct tape Chuck sneakers and punk band t-shirts. But no matter where Malu goes, she will have her favorite punk music with her. Her dad reminds her, what is the first rule of punk? Be yourself. It will help you make new friends and find your people. If you love rocking out like no one is watching, read The First Rule of Punk by Celia C. Perez. Wait a minute. A mystery at an old Western theme park?
What could be worse than having to move in 8th grade? Moving from Kansas all the way to Arizona. Did you know the Valley of the Sun can reach over 110 degrees in the summer? So hot. Avon Green, our main character, is not happy that her parents have decided to uproot their whole life for 2 jobs now to work at Stagecoach Pass, an old theme park. Neglected, run down, and just, well, hot. Avon's gonna have to weather more than just the heat because she's gonna start a new middle school, meet classmates, and hopefully make some new friends. Now, why is Avon more nervous than some other people? Because Avon was born with no arms. And here's the thing, she's used to weird looks and even weirder questions. But she has an awesome sense of humor and a great love of adventure. And it's this love of adventure that makes her start exploring the theme park where she uncovers long-buried secrets, tarantulas, jewels, and even a llama named Spaghetti. This mystery is awesome. It will keep you turning the pages until the last shocking conclusion. If you want to find out what happens, please read Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling.
Did you know that I once met a pet turtle named Macaroni?
Huh. Cool. I would like to tell you about my next book, Marcus Vega. He is a 6-foot-tall, 180-pound middle schooler with a mustache who has been suspended from school. He's big. He's scary. Well, actually, he's not really scary. In real life, the kids just think he is. But he uses his bigness and his scariness to start a kindly business of protection. You see, for a very small fee, he'll walk you to and from school to protect you from the real bullies, Steven and his friends. You see, Marcus has to wait after school anyway because his younger brother Charlie stays after school. His younger brother Charlie has Down syndrome and he's obsessed with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, he wears the hat everywhere. It's awesome. It's on one of these walks that Steven goes too far and says something so terrible. Marcus gets upset and he fights back. And now he's in big trouble. And, well, for fighting, and they kind of find out about his side protection business for money. So the principal suggests everyone cool it over spring break. Marcus's mother is excited. She's a single mom, and she decides, let's go on a family vacation to Puerto Rico. Marcus is actually thrilled. This is the island where his father was born and raised, and the island that his father returned to after he left his family behind in the States. Marcus knows this is his only chance to find his father. He only has one clue, an old email address that might work. He will travel all over the island of Puerto Rico, meeting family he never knew existed, hearing stories about his mysterious father. But what will happen when Marcus comes face to face with his father? No one knows, not even Marcus himself. To find out the surprising conclusion, you have to read Marcus Vega Doesn't Speak Spanish by Pablo Cartaya.
Wow, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And a mystery. I can't wait to read that one too. And now, I'd like to report on one of my favorite books, Good Enough. Have you ever felt like you weren't good enough, pretty enough, skinny enough, clothes not nice enough? These are some of the things that 12-year-old Riley thinks about all the time. She used to have a normal life filled with friends, family, and art, but all of that changed one day when a mean girl made fun of her weight. Riley vowed she would lose weight and become a fierce competitor in track and field. But things went too far. Riley developed an eating disorder. Riley pushed away all of her friends and scared her parents. They were so afraid for her health, they admitted her to a hospital to receive treatment. At first, Riley is not happy at all. But as she begins digging deeper in therapy, she learns that her struggle is more than food. Does Riley have the strength to fight the chaos that's living inside her? Will Riley's relationships ever be the same? How do you win when you're battling yourself? This book is written by an eating disorder survivor. If you want to find out what happens, read Good Enough by Jen Petroy Roy.
That book sounds amazing. And now, a word from our sponsor, Pet by Akwekwe Amezi.
Wait, we have commercials?
I have absolutely no idea. Hello! Welcome to the beautiful city of Lucille. We used to have monsters everywhere. The police, the teachers, the judges, even the mayor. But ever since our glorious revolution, we have no more monsters. It's so wonderful. Please come join us and live here in Lucille. Our angels can change the world. You might ask yourself, what do you mean by angels? I don't mean angels like the religious sense. These are all the people that were part of our glorious revolution. Behind the scenes, the people who made change. And now, everything is great. No more monsters. There's no prisons. There's no guns.
Hello? I don't know how much time I have, but I have to tell you. In Lucille, they taught us about the monsters and angels in school, but people want to forget about the monsters and the bad times. What does a monster look like? That's the problem. Monsters don't always look scary, and angels don't always do good. I am Jam. I was born and raised in Lucille after the monsters. I mostly use sign language to communicate. My mother is an artist, and she made an odd painting. I shouldn't have been in her art studio. It was an accident. And then I saw a creature come out of my mother's painting. Feathers, fur, horns, claws. What does a monster look like? I named it Pet. Pet said it was here to hunt a monster. Pet says the monster is close. It's in the house of my friend. I will protect my friend, and I will uncover the truth. What does a monster look like?
And no one has seen a monster in years. Come, live with us in Lucille.
Where does the monster live? In Lucille.
I don't know what just happened there. It looks like we had some technical difficulties.
Well, moving on. What I do know is teachers love questions. The assignment, your teacher asked you, which animal is best? Support your selection with evidence and facts about what it takes to survive in a variety of situations. What animal would you say? Zoe would say an octopus. Why? Because they have the ability to camouflage themselves and their skin. Because they have unblinking vision. Because they can squish their bodies down to the size of a crushed bag of potato chips. And because they have multiple arms to help watch 3 younger siblings. Well, that is what 7th grader Zoe would say. Because there's never enough arms, eyes, or time to watch all 3 younger siblings and do her homework. Zoe tries to be as invisible as a camouflaged octopus. But she doesn't succeed when one of her teachers forces her to be in the after-school debate club. There are a million reasons why she can't join the debate club. Everything changes when Zoe finally finds her voice in the debate club. Maybe she doesn't want to be as invisible as an octopus anymore. Maybe she can find her voice and help herself and her family. But only if she's brave enough to try. Find out more in Benefits of Being an Octopus by Anne Braden.
I've read that book, and I know you're going to use all your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 arms to read that book right away. Honestly. And pretty much, that's it. That's our show. I'm Marisa.
And I'm Alyssa. And this is some good books. Asking you to remember no matter what's happening out there in the world, we always have reading, stories, and some good
books. Pretty much. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you heard about some good books on this episode of Some Good Books. And we will see you at the library. Bye for now.